When's the last time you had a gut check? A gut check, absolutely, because gut health is so important to your overall health. I think it's so minimized sometimes by a lot of people. Here's what the experts call it. They refer to it as a second brain because it's a complex ecosystems of microorganisms that affects everything from your digestion to your immune system to your mental health, believe it or not. So we're going to go through and talk about that. What is the gut's a crucial role? Well, basically, it's the gut microbiota, they call it. That's just going to have all the microorganisms that are in your gut, good bacteria, right? And they act as a command center for a lot of bodily processes. So nutrient absorption is huge, obviously, right? Synthesis of certain vitamins takes place in the gut. And immune system modulation, which is fascinating. So this goes on to talk about how a microbiota could affect your mood, your stress levels, and your cognitive function. So there's starting to be a lot of research here about why for overall health, your gut's got to be in good shape. Now, best way to get them, I believe, is nutrient-rich foods for gut health. And this is sometimes, I think, most people kind of know this, but I want to go through and really reinforce it. Fiber-rich fruits and vegetables act as prebiotics for live bacteria to help get rolling. So you really want to be thinking about things like apples, bananas, garlic, onions, artichokes. Most of the time, though, the prebiotic fiber is what's going to really help your gut health. So yogurt, many people have talked, yogurt is so good for your gut health, and it's true. You want to get the live bacteria. You want to look for the thing on the yogurt that says live and active cultures. So that's going to be a big difference, so make sure you find that. Here's one I didn't know about. Fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi. So several fermented foods also have a really good aid in digestion and promote gut balance. So important. Whole grains, again, whole foods, but whole grains like oats, barley, quinoa, they can really help with gut health. Plus, of course, they help with energy level, and they also can help blood sugar levels, so because it's fiber, right? Lean proteins, meats, poultry, fish contain amino acids necessary for maintaining gut integrity and overall health. So important. Now, how about this? How about supplements? Absolutely. Probiotics are very common. We prescribe them in the pharmacy a lot, and we recommend them to people. They help maintain the balance between the beneficial and harmful bacteria, and that's so important. But a lot of times you have to have some extra help there. So there's different strains that are going to work and help with different things. But you're looking for, sometimes there's different ones out there. Lactobacillus acidophilus is known as one of the most common. That's going to help with your digestion. That's going to help with some of your symptoms there with your gut health. Especially we see this sometimes with patients that have overuse of antibiotics, or they've been on antibiotics for a long time, or some people are just susceptible. There's another one called, this is a great one, you ready? Bifidobacterium bifidum. That's a nice long Latin word, right? That's going to help with immune response. So I guess in choosing one, you want to look at one that's got a variety of strains, but you're really looking at the CFUs, the colony forming units in the product, to make sure that it's up there per serving. I believe, as a pharmacist, some of the best probiotics you're going to find are going to be behind the counter in the refrigerator, because it seems to have a much better stability, and what you see is what you get more on the label, and they're more expensive, but you got a better chance of that. That's just my opinion, okay? And we sell a lot of them, but again, you can buy a very inexpensive ones on the counter, but I don't know if you're getting much compared to what you're getting with stuff in the refrigerator. So here's some practical tips. Now, these are just things you need to think about to really embrace, and really your gut's going to thank you for it. Number one, a diverse diet. Can't say enough about this. Most people's diet in America, unfortunately, is really heavy with processed carbohydrate, junk food sometimes, believe it or not. Not good for gut health. For fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, just a variety. And eating sometimes some variety of foods, like my wife and I like Asian foods. We like a lot of the kimchis. We like a lot of the things that are out of the box because we like some of the vegetables, but we like some of the fermented foods just because we know it's good for gut health. Limit sugar and processed foods. Can't say enough about that. Mentioned it before. Really can negatively impact your microbiome in your gut, and it can really help grow the harmful bacteria. You don't want that. Stay hydrated. It's so important for many things, but that's going to help transport the nutrients through the gut. Staying hydrated. Stress. I didn't know this, but stress can really affect your gut health. And a lot of people, sometimes the symptoms show up first there, so that's something. Adequate sleep. How many things relate to that, right? But gut health, yes. You probably notice you have more trouble, especially when we fly across time zones. We sometimes notice a big change there in our overall gut health. Limit antibiotic use, or if you're antibiotics, just be aware that sometimes they can really mess up some things tremendously when it comes to gut health. So that's a huge thing, and I hope that's something that you keep in mind when you're on antibiotics. Some people automatically say, well, I'm going to go on probiotics. You don't necessarily have to. Check with your doctor always, but typically, unless you're having symptoms, unless he tells you to, there's no need just to add those automatically. Sometimes you can do it just by increasing some of your fruits and vegetables and some other things. So hope that information helps. Again, gut health, it's going to have a big impact overall, and if you're struggling with some health issues, you may want to do a little research on this. I'm going to put this in my blog on rxhealthyhabits.com, where I'm going to have some references to some stuff you can read about how gut health can really impact your total health. So until next video podcast, stay healthy, stay active, and find ways to really be good to your gut, because it's going to pay such big benefits. So until next video podcast.